your #1 source for in-depth motorcycle news, updates, and reviews. Today, we are diving into the 2026 Harley-Davidson Iron 1200, a machine that continues the brand's legacy of rebellious street style, while embracing subtle innovation for the modern-day rider. Whether you're a longtime Harley enthusiast or a newcomer considering your first cruiser, the 2026 Iron 1200 is a model that demands your attention. So buckle up and let's get into everything you need to know. A brief legacy: the Iron 1200's place in Harley's lineup. The Iron 1200 is part of Harley-Davidson's Sportster family, an iconic line that dates back to the 1950s. Originally launched as a factory custom in 2018, the Iron 1200 quickly found its niche among riders who loved the raw, stripped-down attitude of the Iron 883 but craved more power. By 2026, the Iron 1200 isn't just another Sportster, it's a symbol of resistance to over-electrification, a nod to traditionalism in a rapidly changing motorcycle world. Harley has chosen to keep the spirit of the original Iron 1200 alive while introducing critical upgrades for today's roads, emission standards, and riding expectations. The result? A bike that feels both nostalgic and fresh. Engine and performance. Air-cooled evolution. At the heart of the 2026 Harley-Davidson Iron 1200 is the familiar 1,202 cubic centimeters Evolution V-twin engine, which continues to be air-cooled. This move might surprise some, especially with the increasing shift toward liquid cooling across the industry, but Harley knows its audience. Air-cooled engines carry a certain mystique and sound that many purists simply won't compromise on. For 2026, the Evolution engine has been slightly refined to meet stricter emission standards without compromising on the torque-rich, low-end grunt riders love. You can expect around 67 horsepower and 73 pound-foot of torque, delivered in a way that's both predictable and thrilling. That means strong roll-on acceleration and an engine note that growls in all the right ways. Fuel injection is of course standard, and the bike features improved mapping for smoother throttle response, especially in low gears. In urban riding and weekend cruising alike, the Iron 1200 continues to deliver that old-school Harley punch. Transmission and handling: smooth and steady. The Iron 1200 uses a 5-speed manual transmission, which might seem old-fashioned compared to some competitors now offering 6-speed gearboxes. However, in real-world riding, the gearing is perfectly matched to the engine's character. The clutch has been refined for 2026 with lighter pull and better engagement, making stop-and-go riding less of a chore. Handling has also seen subtle upgrades. While the frame remains unchanged, the front suspension now includes preload adjustability, and the rear dual shocks offer improved damping for a more compliant ride. This results in better comfort on long rides and more stability during cornering. The Iron 1200 is still not a canyon carver. Let's be honest, it's not meant to be, but it holds its line confidently, and low-speed maneuvering feels easier thanks to improved weight distribution. Styling: retro roots, modern touches. One of the strongest selling points of the Iron 1200 has always been its styling, and the 2026 model keeps that tradition alive with a few tweaks. The classic mini-ape handlebars, peanut tank, and blacked-out components are all present. But now, you get more customization out of the factory, including optional tank graphics that throw back to the 1970s AMF era, bright stripes, bold colors, and unapologetic attitude. A new addition for 2026 is LED lighting across the board, including a redesigned LED headlamp and LED turn signals. The lighting is modern, but it blends seamlessly with the bike's vintage aesthetics. The solo seat remains a staple, emphasizing the Iron 1200's commitment to the solo rider lifestyle, though a 2-up option is available. Paint choices now include a deep matte bronze, metallic forest green, and a classic gloss black, each with subtle flake that sparkles under sunlight without being gaudy. Technology and features: less is more. When it comes to tech, the Iron 1200 sticks to the essentials. Harley knows this isn't the bike for riders chasing touchscreens and advanced rider aids. That said, there are some important updates. The 2026 model includes standard ABS, and traction control is now optional, a new feature for the Iron line. The analog speedometer has been upgraded with a small digital insert that shows gear position, trip meter, and fuel range, a welcome touch for long rides. There's also a discrete USB-C charging port under the tank, perfect for riders using their phone for navigation or music. But that's where the tech stops. No ride modes, no connectivity suite, and definitely no infotainment system. This is a purist's machine, and it's proud of that. Comfort and ergonomics, built for the road, not the track. riders will appreciate that Harley has made subtle but important ergonomic improvements. The Mini 8 bars are now slightly pulled back, reducing wrist fatigue. The seat features new foam for better comfort over long distances, and foot pegs are positioned to allow relaxed knees without feeling cramped. For riders in the 5 feet 6 inches to 6 feet 2 inches range, the Iron 1200 fits like a glove. Shorter riders might find the 28.9-inch seat height a touch tall, but the narrow midsection allows for easy flat-footing at stoplights. This is still a compact cruiser, though, ideal for city commuting and short to medium highway runs. It's not a touring bike by any means, but with a decent windscreen and a tailbag, it becomes a respectable weekend warrior. Pricing and competition, still a solid deal. The 2026 Iron 1200 starts at $11,799, which positions it competitively within the middleweight cruiser segment. For comparison, the Indian Scout 60 and Yamaha Bolt are close competitors, but the Iron 1200 wins in heritage and attitude. If you value raw character, brand legacy, and garage door appeal, the Iron 1200 is hard to beat at this price. There are also several factory accessories available, including slip-on exhausts, saddlebags, and upgraded seats, perfect for those who want to personalize their ride without going full custom. Final thoughts: a rebellious cruiser that refuses to die. The 2026 Harley-Davidson Iron 1200 proves that simplicity, style, and soul still matter. While the rest of the industry races toward electrification and over-digitization, Harley has doubled down on what made it great in the first place: emotional design, mechanical personality, and a visceral connection between rider and machine. This bike isn't for everyone, and it doesn't try to be. But if you're someone who values authentic motorcycling with just enough modern comfort to keep things practical, the Iron 1200 might be exactly what you're looking for. Outro. Stay tuned to Bike Updater Pro. Thanks for tuning in to Bike Updater Pro. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2026 Harley-Davidson Iron 1200, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update on the latest bikes, reviews, and riding tips. Got questions or your own thoughts on the Iron 1200? Drop them in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, ride safe and stay curious.